Alright, good morning. Staring at the FJR 1300. I love this bike. Well, the plan for today originally was to ride the bike and we're going to a vintage swap meet, vintage bike swap meet up in Lebanon, Indiana. And originally I was going to ride the bike up there this morning, but I've since changed my mind and it's a little cooler than I like. So I'm gonna drive the truck. Got to finish airing up the tires on it now, and then we're gonna go up there. We'll meet up with Larry, hang out and see what they've got up there. And if I see anything cool, I'm not gonna film the whole time just to be filming. If I run across anything that's really cool, I'll turn the camera on and get some footage. I am definitely going to get on the bike later after I get back, when the temperature gets up a little bit more towards the peak of the temperature for the day. Right now it's only 40 degrees. We're standing right here in the sun, don't feel too bad, but get on the bike and get on the highway and get moving. It's going to get pretty cold pretty quick. And I don't have any heated gear or anything like that, or really good cold weather gloves, so I'm not going to do it today. That said, it's supposed to warm up a little bit later, and I am planning on getting the bike out and taking a short ride anyway and testing the camera and the mic again. Hopefully it's a little better than it was the other night. Oh, gotta air these tires, finish airing these tires up so we can hit the road. Sorry, I'm not watching the camera and the angle very well. Anyway, hope everybody else having a good morning and has a blessed Sunday. Shit, that's not very good on that charger. Or not charger, but air compressor. If anybody else has one of these things and has any experience with these, I'd be curious to see what your thoughts are, what your experience is with yours. When I bought mine, it was supposedly good enough to keep in your Jeep or off-road vehicle, and used to air up your tires after you've aired down and went playing in the the mud park or off-road park or whatever. Yeah, I'm not getting that kind of performance out of mine. I went to air tires on this truck yesterday, and they were all pretty low. And and I got the two driver's side tires and the back passenger side tire partially aired up before it died. So I had to finish airing up the rear passenger tire, and now I'm getting the driver's side tire. Like, it was down to 22 pounds and I'm trying to get them up to 42. It's going to take a minute to get that tire up to 42. So anyway, before I just get to rambling, just to be rambling, I'll catch you guys later. Alright, here at the swap meet at Lebanon, vintage bike swap meet. There's some decent old stuff here, some pretty cool stuff you don't see every day. Turn the camera on. This guy's got this trailer loaded down with bikes. I think he's got a sign over here, 100 grand for the whole trailer. But there's some cool old stuff on it. Old Triumph. A couple old Triumphs. 68 Cheney Westlake BSA. One with the number 30 plate on it, the old Bull Taco. Those things are pretty neat, old bikes. Oh, Hodaka. Those things are fairly rare. They didn't make very many of them, I don't think. $100,000 cash. Do a quick walkthrough. There are some nice bikes down the other end over here. '71 DT360. The cool old KTM Pinto. Kawasaki. Honda. A couple cool old flat track bikes. Jawa. Suzuki DRZ. Here's a really cool race bike, Yamaha. Kenny Roberts' signature on it. How you doing? Is this yours?
No.
No? This cool Honda. Not sure what year this is, an old Yamaha. I don't know if this is like an old rat rod or what. Old Moto Guzzi 850. Sagiva. Never heard of that one. An old Honda CR. So this one really threw me off earlier. I'd never heard of CZ making motorcycles. I've only ever heard of them or known them as making guns. But apparently, from 79 to 69, because I think that's what that means, they made this motorcycle. Pretty neat. Here's another old retro race bike. Oh, Honda. Somebody put some time and money into this thing. That's an awfully nice bike. Old BSA. This guy brought these two Suzuki RM125s up here from Paducah, Kentucky. I think he said they came up here for motocross last night and didn't even realize this show was going on and found out about it last minute, so they threw these bikes in the truck and brought them up here with them. They're in pretty good shape. They look nice. trying to get $2,200 a piece for them, but they're willing to make a deal because they don't want to take them all the way back home to Paducah with them. These 4 bikes here all belong to Scott and his buddy Scott. Scott and Scott, best friends. That's a nice art, 74 MX 250 Scott has. I don't know what this old bike here is. 1968 Sears 106. Old school Suzuki 125. Old Harley, pretty nice. Oh, Honda XR. Other than that, not a whole lot too much to see here. I'm sure somebody see something in the background that I didn't mention and wonder why I didn't talk about that. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about these vintage bikes personally. But that's it for now. Just figured I'd show what was here. Thanks for watching.